Let's do it. Let's do it, everybody. How y'all doing? See, first one here, Chewy LTD, Anthony's Fishy Friends, Griffin Fish Room, Tampa Tom, David Samsel. Hi, how are you all doing? Greetings from Joplin, Missouri, or actually better yet, my new suburban Joplin abode in Webb City. Webb City. So there you go. Someone hit me up this morning. Want to know if I'd sell them direct uh, fire red shrimp? And of course, my answer was yes. Here's the email address to send me money, and I'll ship them off immediately. See if I've heard back from this person. I didn't see an order come in, but who am I? I'm a simple man who keeps a lot of fish. So let's see if I received anything. Nope, I haven't received anything. Sad. But we're all hoping for the best. All hoping for the best. I have plenty of shrimp to sell. All right, let's see here. Yep, Anthony's Fishy Friends, Sand Creek, the Tampa Tom. All right, gang, let's talk about this. I'm kind of sad. Hate to tell you this. Have you noticed, by the way, GRB Aquatics? Good day, y'all. Griffin Fish Room. Have you noticed this? Am I just the only one? Have you noticed how many videos are with some person, man or woman, doesn't matter. I'm not going to name anybody. But they're all of a sudden sad. I'm not sad. I'm glad. I'm in the fish room hanging out with you guys. There's nothing to be sad about. I will tell you what I am bringing up when I did bring up the subject, and what I brought up the subject is totally true. I've been trying to get into the idea of doing some summer tubbing, but I have so much to do at the new place. I'm not going to get to it. I'm just not going to get to summer tubbing. Wish I could. I would love it. Would love to experiment with it and have some fun with it. I'm just not going to be able to. I've learned some great designs from different people on FishTube of how to put a summer tubbing thing together. I liked one that I saw that Michael's Fish Room did, where it's basically the centipede of aquariums. You send up and you send the water down through, and it goes back up and around. Use a Home Depot thing. I got one of those. So that's good news. What's going on in your world? So I just, there's a couple of things I want to do with the backyard. Aqua balls. I'm not mad. I'm sad. Totally sad because I can't summer tub. I'm just not gonna have time. But here's what I want to do in my backyard. I have to get in the garden. And I will tell you, if you've been to a home improvement thing during the social distancing stuff, excuse me, I'm fine. If you've been to one of these places, you'll learn that finding someone to help you cut a big thing of lumber. I'll tell you what kind of car I drive. I don't care. I drive a Kia Soul. And in my Kia Soul, there's, I can put something about 5 feet long. So there are 10-foot long 2x8s at the Home Depot. Needed someone there to cut it in half and help me get to the car. Difficult? No. Good luck finding somebody. I went in there and I pushed around a cart and I got about $100 worth of stuff. Because I got a couple of pots, I got some soil, I got a hose, a nozzle for the hose. What else did I get? A couple other things. And they just didn't want to go through it. Hey, that's all good. It's okay. It's okay, Tampa Tom. Lurkin is good. I'm pro Lurkin. I lurk all the time, by the way. I think I'm fine. I've had this cough, but I think it's all allergy related because I feel fine, but it is a dry cough. Could it be? Yeah, I don't have a fever. I'm feel great. All sorts of energy. I mowed the front yard today. I mowed the backyard like on Thursday of last week. So, and as I was mowing, it began to a little sun shower happened. So I figured, you know what? I am going to just finish the front yard, which really needed to be done anyway. So I got that done. And the backyard I'll do. I think tomorrow and Wednesday it's gonna be raining, so it's probably be a Friday or Saturday thing. I'll get the backyard done. All good. I do love the whole home ownership thing. It's absolutely great. You don't have to worry about a landlord walking in and quizzing you about why all of a sudden you have 30 aquariums. Are you gonna be setting up more aquariums, Peter? By the way, a fresca and not a margarita. So I did my mowing, got that done. I just fed the fish just a moment ago. Huge thing of baby brine shrimp. They're loving it. And so I'm pretty excited about the whole process. Okay. So I'm sorry. But again, I feel great. Feel absolutely fantastic. So, I heard something. I was listening to something last night or yesterday or over the weekend, or I read it. I can't remember. And it made a whole lot of sense to me, by the way, for all of us who are going through this COVID-19 thing. We're all essential employees, unless you're retired, unless you're not in the groove anymore. There's people out on disability and stuff like that, or unemployed because in the United States, I don't know about my Canuck friends, and hey, grass about to grow in Pennsylvania. Excellent, David. Um, I will tell you this for those of you who are curious about the whole process. We're all essential employees. We all bring importance to what's going on. It's going to be at the end of this thing, about 50 million Americans are going to be out of work. In Canada, will probably be about, it won't be 50 million because they've got about 100 million people. It's cold up there. But unemployment's going to be really huge right at the end of this thing. And a lot of people are this has not been a good time for a lot of folks, but you know what? It's going to be good. A long time, it will be better. A long time from now, we're going to do a lot better. And we're going to be thrilled about it. I'm going to be thrilled about it. And we're all going to do well. But, I was reading sort of a timeline on this COVID-19. Nobody was right, mainly because we were lied to. Everybody was wrong. Hey, what's up, Doug Gray? Jesse, what's going on? So so we're going to go through. We're going to have a lot of neighbors go through. If you're blessed enough to be employed or receive a sweet pension or sell a lot of sweet guppies or other fish, give some to like food shelves and stuff like that. Give a little something. It's a very helpful deal. And by the way, I saw Jesse. Speaking of Hawaii, I saw a news story today that Hawaii is not that excited about tourists coming, at least right now, until this is all over with. So, I don't know about Hawaii, but I think Hawaii does a lot of business on tourism. Don't think they have a lot of uranium plants. Tourism, I think, is sort of their deal. So my concern again is, oh, and they have delicious spam. That's right. Delicious spam. And even though Jesse is not a Samoan, Samoans love that stuff. Some locals just hate tourists in general. Yeah, I certainly can understand. And I bet you can, when I worked in New York City a number of years ago, the company I worked for had 3 offices. One was in New Jersey, which I was in nearly every day. And 2 were in Manhattan, and they were like 4 blocks apart. They were in an office complex on 33rd, just across the street from Madison Square Garden. In fact, the view out the window was on the 17th floor, was over the Madison Square Garden, which is also Penn Station, which was great. And the other office was in the Empire State Building. And the Empire State Building is a magnet for tourists. If you go out on 34th Street, or if you go up on 5th Street, you're surrounded by them. I never went out that way. I always went out on 33rd. 33rd is sort of like, it's straight down to Penn Station. I don't know why it doesn't, like a block over on 32nd is Koreatown. And I never understood the whole deal. I've lived in Northern California a couple of times. I've been around a lot of folks, different Asian cultures. And I never knew that the Koreans were really good with dumplings. So went to a dumpling place. Wow, that's great. Really good food. And ironically, not too far away from there is Japantown, and I never quite got to Chinatown in New York, and I lived there for 7 8 years. So, but I really enjoyed my time there, and really enjoyed it. Never went to Little Italy, mainly because it was considered sort of a poser's place. If you wanted to eat real Italian food, some good places in Hell's Kitchen. I had not eaten in Oyster Bay, Queens, but I'd eaten on Staten Island. Staten Island, you're in pretty good shape. But I learned this lesson. I'm going to give you the New Yorker's Guide to Italian Food. You know how you have found a good Italian place? It's real simple. You found a good Italian place is when you go in, walk around it. Ask if the host or hostess is asking you, how many is it okay if I walk through? Walk through and look for this guy. And he's in every great Italian restaurant in New York, probably great Italian restaurants anywhere in the United States. This way it looks like. It's night, 9 p.m. The restaurant's already dark. He's dressed to the nines in a suit in the corner table with sunglasses on. If you see that guy, eat there. If you don't see that guy, move along. This is one of the things I learned over my time. One of the things I learned then. So let's go on with the fish. So I put up a video of the Mica splendens yesterday, and someone was asking if I had a fry yet, and I don't. Here's the deal about, from what I understand about Mica splendens, is that the females don't like being moved around, and if you move them, they'll miscarry. They'll say goodbye to the babies inside them. And they have only been in this aquarium for a month. It'll be a month actually on Wednesday. So, hey, Dee, welcome to the live stream. Caught your replay yesterday. It was very cool. Love the bettas. They look great. Absolutely great. I hope you get fry there. And I want to know about which type of bottles you use. Rounded, Rob, what's going on? Welcome to the live stream. Sorry for coughing. I'm okay. I promise you. Uh, it's all allergies. Or I'm asymptomatic. So part of me hopes I am an asymptomatic. I don't have to worry about this doggone thing. But that's just me. My mask is in the car. Daryl Deemer sent me a mask, which is really cool of him. And it's in the car. It's in the car. Ready to go. So I'm excited about that. I'm also really, really excited. Otter Creek Aquatics, Kendall, what's going on? It's V-Stag. Holy capoli, the party's here. 15 here, 11 thumbs up. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate you guys subscribing and you guys being a part of the mob. Really, really enjoy it. What I can go out and say is this, is that we all go through you go through and do all this stuff. So so the Amica Splendens, if the males really are just developing right now, I definitely have a lead male. But I'm going to let them drop a round or two of fry, and I'm going to move a couple of the, or at least one male over with another female to the, I have another 29-gallon aquarium there that's empty right now. And so I can start with two different breeding groups, two different, but I have more males than I have females. I mean, I have 5 males, 3 females. So if anybody wants to trade male Amica Splendens for female Amica Splendens, let me know. I'll be your hookup. And I got these fish were delivered. In fact, I can tell you when I got them. Because I purchased it off of PayPal, which I have set up here. So hold on a second here. Let me look at all activities here. All right. I need to go back to last year. Let me start this. And I think if I go back to August 1st, I'll be able to get a good look. And okay, so I sent him the money. I sent Select Aquatics the money on September 18th. September 18th. And it arrived, let's see. I used to work with this guy, this older guy, when I was like 20 years old. And he'd go, back in 1932. You're that old? I mean, it's and this guy he was ancient. He didn't want to retire. Okay, so I ordered them on the 18th of September. So these arrived on the 25th of September. So I've had them in the fish room now, for 9 months or so. And so it's good. They're really tiny. Jeff, Valley Fish, welcome to the live stream. Enjoyed watching your tubbing video the other day. And that's what I can't do. I can't do tubbing this year. One of the things I want to do in the backyard, I have to get in and I have to dig up a hole and do that sort of stuff because I want to do koi. It's probably not going to be this year. It's probably going to be next year, but I want to do koi. So I'm kind of excited about that. Lumpy Dog, yes, it was clickbait. Hey, Jeff, you're ahead of me. It's all good. It looks fine. Don't worry about it. Lord knows when I get my thing set up, it's going to be ugly because I have 0.0 construction ability. I started to put up pictures around the house yesterday, and I thought, that 3M tape, hell, that's so expensive. I probably should just put up nails. I mean, I bought thing for 4 pictures for like $5. I'm going, I got a thing of nails. So maybe that's what I'll have to do. But I put up a couple of pictures, and neither of these things are level. I mean, they're next to each other. They're both 8x10s. I mean, it looks awful. So, yeah, I'm that guy. And I think it's because one of my eyes has a pretty good astigmatism. And because I have a pretty good astigmatism, I don't necessarily see things level. You know what I'm saying? One of my eyes does not have one, the other one does. So I'm like this. Look at everything crooked. Yeah, Jesse, you're right. Those are huge tubs. Can't wait to see what you do with that, Jeff. I can't wait to see how this works out because I liked it a whole lot. Great looking tubs. And the thing I'm concerned about, and I think I'm in a pretty good location when I finally do the summer tubbing here. I have not seen any dragonflies around here at all. And the nearest water is a little bit of ways away. It's got to be about 3/4 of a mile to a mile away. So I think I'm in pretty good shape there. So, so I've got to figure out a way to do the koi. I'm in favor of doing that. I just have to, it's not going to be this year. It'll have to be next year. But I want to do koi. The idea going out in the morning and feeding them, and the peacefulness of watching them. Yeah, I'm all in. I am all in on that. Oh, you have dragonflies really bad? I saw a couple of people experiment, on their summer tubbing setup by putting like mesh on, like fine mesh, and on top, but you don't want too fine because you want open enough so the buffet of the sky kicks in. It's just basically small enough to keep dragonflies away from laying eggs, and because you want the buffet of the skies. Technically, you shouldn't have to feed when they're outdoors because all sorts of little bugs will be showing up, all sorts of little things will be going in. Mosquitoes will lay eggs, and your fish will have that as a beautiful, delicious snack. Yeah, so I'm all in on that. I'm all in. I would love to see someone do this. I've seen some people on their things do like a GoPro on it, and and the whole process of watching what goes on through there. Hey, Lumpy Dog, I don't think it matters. And it's I don't think it matters because the insects are going to be showing up, all the different beasties are going to be showing up. I think your deck will be just fine. That's just me. And the one thing that I read an article on, and I want to think it was either the International Fancy Guppy Association or the ALA, about setting up a container to make to collect uh, fry or collect larvae of mosquitoes. And I saw this one or read this one article, and it was fascinating, really fascinating. And it was about the idea that is set up a tub on your deck. Now I have a deck I could set up a small tub on and sort of cover it up with a couple of pieces of wood. Gonna go a couple of pieces of wood, and hornwork. Once hornwork kicks in, it kicks in. And let's see here. So there you go. So I think the process here of using the buffet of the skies, and I'm thinking of doing this of raising my own mosquito larva for fun and profit. Just because I can have fresh food to feed to my fish, which I kind of like. Yeah, that's true. David Samsel, you're absolutely correct. The dragonfly nymphs, they make it's a great larva, or it's a great bait for fish, for panfish. Absolutely. I went out a few years ago. Um, One of the clients at my office was a professional bass fisherman, and he took me out. He and his buddy and I went out. I hadn't been fishing in a few years. I brought my fishing rod, the whole bit. He goes, "Yeah, you're not using that. We're gonna hook you up with something to use that's really good," which he did. In an hour and a half, I caught 5 bass. I mean, it was just, and he goes, "Yeah, we have a tournament on this lake in 6 weeks, and I can only fish here for another week and a half. Guess what? You are not going to ruin. I look at eating bass as cannibalism. Well, the guy ended up winning a big bass tournament, which is like a 50G payoff, 6 weeks later. So there you go. Select Pet, what's up? Yeah, I love fishing. I love sitting out there on the thing and just going on from there. I love going out and hiking and photography and that type of thing. I'm hoping this weekend on Saturday morning I can go out early and do some photography. Because I love taking pictures of outdoors, wildlife, birds, plants, all that sort of stuff. And so far on the weekends, it's not been that great to go out so far this spring. But I am looking for it, and I'm looking for again doing that. Now, speaking of that, what is the weather like going to be? Or it's a little too far out for Saturday. But, who am I? I'm a simple man. Let's take a look what it's going to look like. Well, Saturday, partly cloudy with a high of 63. Sunday, partly cloudy with a high of 68. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good to go out there and walk a trail and take some pictures and do that sort of stuff. I'm kind of excited about it. By the way, you know what? And again, I've been unpacking and God, is that the worst? I'm never moving again. I am never moving again. This is it. Not going anywhere. If someone's offering $1 million a year, yeah, I'd move. But I'm just not. I don't feel like it. And but I've been unpacking. And yesterday, I turned on the TV first thing in the morning. I was clicking around, trying to escape news. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there was Hoarders. Have you ever seen Hoarders? Have you ever watched that? It's where people, primarily women, and I don't ask me why, but that they hoard items. Some of them keep garbage from the 70s that are still in their kitchen. It's so yeah, it sounds like a good idea. Sounds like a good idea, Lumpy. So yeah, so I went out with the bass fisherman. Here's how he fished, and of course he had one of these fancy radars and the whole bit. And he goes, "Here's how you do it: rubber, worm, and down to the bottom and jig it." And that's how I caught all those bass. Fascinating. And he said it has to be with the type of thing where there's a big drop off. So there you go. I'll tell you what, my fire red shrimp, Lumpy, do great in aquariums. Do absolutely great in aquariums. So I can only imagine how well they would do in a tub. I think the problem with a tub in shrimp is getting them the hell out, unless you're Jeff because at the bottom of his, he has sort of a deal to let out all the water, a nozzle thing, and you could put a net at the bottom of that and get all the shrimp out. That's my thinking. And but catching shrimp and moving shrimp, really difficult. Well, Lumpy, you will have some room for them at some time. Let me know and we'll hook you up. We'll hook you up. No, they're really nice. I'm very glad I got them. And it's and they're beginning to reproduce again. Earlier this year I sold like 150 of them, and I bet you I was going through. I didn't really start adding, but I bet you in the 65 I have 85 of them, and then in the 55 I have some. I probably have, and I have to start moving those over. I have 45, 50. So there you go. Yeah, select pet. Yeah, we do hoard fish. I do. Yeah, what's that sign that you have too many aquariums? Doug Gray, help us out here. I have 27 aquariums. I almost bought up to get 30, but at the last minute I thought, you know what? I think I'm okay. I got to set some aquariums up first. What is that line to say you're a fish hoarder? And yeah, you're way past that matter. But Vinny the Mooch, welcome. Hey, but Doug, what is that line? Is it above 60 aquariums, 70 aquariums? It's I was invited to see a fish room with the Deep South Guppy Club in Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama, where this guy apparently has 200 aquariums. Guppies, he has a lot of guppies. He has a lot of other fish. And I am told you can look through one side to the other side and not see a speck of algae. Pretty impressive. So apparently this guy has just a ton. His name is Harley. He was really a nice guy. That is a good question to put on a Match.com profile. It's David Samsel. You're right. This is a good crew. Good crew all the way around. But you know what? All you guys are. I mean, anytime folks come into my live stream, it's always a good crew. I mean, it's just we all have a passion, and let's face it. I read a news story or saw a news story or heard a news story today about some 60 or 65-year-old man caught with a pound worth of meth, drug paraphernalia, weed, and I forget what else he had. He's going to jail off. Guns. He had guns. And addiction is a disease and addiction is stuff. But at some point, 65, meth. You think you would grow out of it at a stage? But I've never done meth, so I'm guessing, I may not know the joys. Not planning to know the joys of meth. It's not good. Addiction's bad. I do like occasionally having a bourbon or a delicious beer or a tequila, but no. Not meth. And today is 420. No, I did not partake. I did not partake in the national holiday for weed. Missouri's getting medical weed. So there you go. At 65, I'll get caught trying to buy a legal zebra plecos in an alley. Oh, you got talked into taking the kiddo scootering. Excellent. Excellent, D. It's all good. Kids are little only once. I'm looking forward to one day being a parent. Get a nice, need to find a younger woman. But I think I'm a genetic juggernaut. I think I bring goodness to a future generation of humanity. Yeah, about that, Lumpy Dog. If they come into your house, let's say you have 30 100-gallon tanks all with snakeheads, you may be going to jail. Northern snakeheads, not so good, not so legal. Fresca, everybody, Fresca. By the way, very underrated. I'm addicted to tropical fish. Amen. RussianBrides.com. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to meet my next wife until after this COVID-19 thing is over. And you can't go to the bar. And let's face it, I got a good look. Hello. Yeah, squirt's delicious. I have no problem. I just like saying Fresca. I just like saying Fresca. Just sort of how I work. You're cured of being interested in Russian women after seeing the movie Anna. There you go. I saw this. I watched one episode of 90 Day Fiance. Have you ever seen that? So there was this guy who, ironically enough, just take us back to 420. He owned legal marijuana stores in Colorado, I think, or California. I can't remember which one. So he's married to a Russian woman who is freaking nuts, who kept destroying his phones, accusing him of having affairs, didn't want him ever to go to work. He said, some days I just want to stick her on a plane and send her back. So there you go. There you go. Yeah, you see, Lumpy Dog, that's a good opening line. That's funny, Anthony. Hey, babe, you want to go back to my place and check out my fish, my prize-winning guppy stock? Now, I do think that owning an endangered species like the Amica splendens, there has to be something you can do with that. Yeah, I'm helping save nature, save the world, save the environment by protecting a critically endangered fish. Want to come back to my place and we can turn on the lights and then turn them off. So there you go. By the way, how many people here know someone who has had COVID-19? Anybody here? I do. One of my high school buddies, actually childhood friends, um, he has, he came down with COVID-19. Yeah, there you go, Lumpy Dog. Yeah. You meet a woman named Leaf and you tell her about how you're saving the environment through a little thing, keeping aquariums of endangered species. So there you go. Oh, you've lost 3 family members, Lumpy Dog? Holy Capoli, I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah, the only thing that has happened. Now the deal is I do have some older aunts and uncles. I have an aunt who lives in an assisted living facility. She's she's a she's in great shape for her age. She's 87 or 88. She's sharp as a tack. No, I understand. Is that it's almost unbelievable. Because one time a video called for a bag of weed in the mail. It was Isola Aquatic Firm. Hit 2.5 thousand views. A big hit out of a bong just for today. Where are you, Aqua Balls? Where do you live in this nation? Yeah, it's much better. It's much better clickbait than I did today. By the way, now that we have a bunch of people here, oh, you're in Los Angeles. Yeah, there. I have you noticed this thing with some of the with some channels? I'm not gonna call anybody out. I'm not gonna call out any names at all. And these are a couple of the real big channels. I mean, big, 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 big. And all of a sudden, you see the guy going like this. Something bad happened in the fish room. And let me tell you, a bad day in the fish room is better than any day anywhere else. Right? How can I not be happy? But that weed thing, Aqua Balls, now that's good. That's very, very funny. And by the way, you're out on dates with your future wife. And what date in there do you bring up the fish? First date, second date, third date. First date, you could scare her off, right? Second date, well, they've already come to know you a little bit and they like you, or you like them, etc. So second date in. Third date, yeah, there's beginning to be a lot of chemistry. You're beyond the first two. And is that when you bring it up? Yeah, first date. And by the way, I've been set up on a million blind dates. A million. And this is more for guys than women, I think. But if we have any ladies here, please weigh in. Here's my philosophy on blind dates. Someone is really, someone that thinks highly enough of you. Armando, mucho gusto. Buenos dias or buenas tardes, mi amigo. So what I started to do on the whole blind date thing is this. Vinny the Mooch, we're just talking about dating. So here's what I do on the blind dates. Because I learned that if you don't ask the girl out on another date, whoever set you up on the date is going to be pissed at you. It's like the no-win scenario. It's the Kobayashi Maru, right? So I always find Aquafunk. He'll date a blind girl. There you go. And yeah, that's what I do. And select pet, exactly correct. So here's the deal. Is that I always find a reason for them not to want me to take them out again. And so I was set up on a date. Now, if anyone's in the education, I apologize. You may find this offensive. I'm on a date with a kindergarten teacher. And she started whining about how little she got paid. And I just sat there. I said, you get all summer off. You say that to a teacher, they go bonkers. I think you're overpaid already. I told her that. So the guy who set me up on the blind date, and this was really bad because it was his sister-in-law. So he goes, he says, I can't believe you told her that. That's the meanest thing in the entire world. I said it for one reason only, because I knew it'd piss her off. and it would get rid of her. So that's sort of my offense to get rid of the defense. But yeah, so that's going on from there. So yeah, the Amica Splendids I'm looking forward to fry. I am told that for those of you who have Amica first drop, what, 4 or 5? No more than 10, right? It's a relatively small drop. So I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it very much. George Costanza method. Exactly. Lumpy dog, she wasn't my type. Very nice gal, not my type. Not my type. This is like when I was like in my late 20s. And this one was my same age, and she dressed like she was a spinster from 1930. No, not my type. I'm not expecting, I'm not expecting uh, a model uh, from Victoria's Secret, even though that'd be nice. But I'm expecting, someone contemporary. So Tampa Tom just says right off the bat, I'm a fish nerd. And there's worse things. Women want, they don't want some guy out carousing with his bros, twice a week, going out, to do this. You know exactly where the man's going to be. He's going to be with his fish. So there you go. And by the way, George Costanza, he's a hero for our times. I learned a lot from George Costanza. A mermaid's fine. I'm pro mermaid. So there you go. So I'm putting up my pictures in my house. Let me show you a couple that I have. Now, I don't have any family pictures up. I have some, and I have some tucked away, but I have this. I have these out. I have not set them up yet. All right. Make sure. Yes, that is Kim Jong-un on a horse. Why did I get that? Because it made me laugh. Let's see, what else do I have over here? Oh. And here's another one I have. Muhammad Ali and his trainer. Here's my mind just left. So that's the type of art I have in my house. I also found, I forgot I had this. I have a dogs playing poker that I have to have framed. And it's a weird frame size. So I'm going to have to go to the stupid frame shop and probably pay $75 for a print that's worth $2. Is it worth it though? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Dogs playing poker. Dogs playing poker. So let's see what's going on in the fish room. I've been busy setting up lights, getting stuff in place. I've got in my kitchen fish room, I have 2 more aquariums to set up. Angelo Dundee, you're correct. Doug Gray, Angelo Dundee. So I have 2 more tents ready to set up. I have everything for them. I just haven't set them up yet. So I've got to get them up and running. I had a water pump that, for lower level aquariums that I lost. I have no idea. I have like I don't know how I would have lost it in the move. I have no idea. I've been through boxes. I've ripped things apart. I can't find. Thought I kept all the fish stuff in the same place. I hope I didn't throw it out by accident, but I probably did. Or maybe I brought a Salvation Army. They're looking at it going, or the Goodwill store. What's this? Okay, so I ordered one that I thought was the same size. It's tiny. But it's like 50 gallons an hour. And for 10-gallon aquariums on the lower level, perfect, right? So I went to Home Depot on the way home for lunch today. And by the way, I should get Angelo Dundee's. There you have Muhammad Ali and Angelo Dundee. And I don't have Muhammad Ali. I just have Angelo Dundee. Is Angelo Dundee still alive, by the way? Let me look that up. Muhammad Ali is obviously dead. Let's see. I think he did pass away. Yeah, he did pass away. But he was like 90 when he was like 93 when he died. So full life. If he was still alive, he would be 99 today. 99, everybody. But a great autograph to have, right? So I like having the odd autograph. And so there you go. And Bolo, what? Guess who's here, everybody? Bolo. What? Again, remember, he's as deaf as they come. You have Ali's autograph? Excellent. Okay, hold on. He's like barking. You hear this? You know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to bait him to get up here. Hold on a second here. Oh, Joe Frazier. There you go. Well, Philly. I have a fight card thing where Ali's on the fight where he faced Ernie Shavers. I just have Ernie Shavers. Chewy in the house. Hold on, I'm back. 1 second. All right, I'm coming. I had to get Bolo a treat because he was going to sit there and bark at me. And I just took him out for a big walk right before we went live. So there you go. And so let's see here. All right, here we go, everybody. Here's Bolo. Let's see here. Let me put this down here. He got over, he's doing much better today. He had a seizure. So I brought up on Saturday. So okay, there you go. Happy dog. And so I'll give him a couple of treats here. To Peter, thanks for the nuclear weapons secrets. Best wishes, Kim Jong-un. You see, I had that at my desk. I've only been at this, at this employer for a year, May 1st. And, they've come to know, they've sort of figured out that I'm not quite right. I have a unique sense of humor. My boss said, man, I am so happy you're here. You take so much heat off of me for your sense of humor because your sense of humor is even more twisted than mine. So there you go. See, you have a person that appreciates you for just you. So that's that's good. So hey, Bolo. Again, he's deaf as a stone. It was I was on the phone today with the ex-wife. I had to explain to her what was going on with him. And so I texted her and she had changed her phone number again. So what a good puppy. So yeah, so that's sort of the deal going on there. So yeah, I'm going to set up these 2 aquariums. I'm going to set up breeders in there. I'm going to be setting up a lot of Roebuck red breeders. Need to do a couple more tanks of those. and then I'm going to start working on the other fish room and adding some stuff and doing that. I'm trying to figure out, do I just go and finance to do the flooring in that room and just change the flooring out before I set up the aquariums? I may do that, and put like a linoleum. They have really nice hookup linoleum that you can put in there. So I'll have to figure that out. I'll have to figure that out. Do you know what? I'm going to put him out back and let him play. 1 second. I'll be right back. Because I think he wants to go outside. Okay, 1 second. I'll be right back. Yeah, he has water. Be right back. Hold on. There you go. Oh, there you go. I'll be right back. Okay. The one nice thing about having a backyard, a fenced backyard, is that, and I have a high privacy fence, because I don't have to worry about stuff with him. So that's good news. Good news. So yeah, I'll set up those two, and I'll do it here in the next few days, and then go from there. I have to hit Home Depot to find the hose that will work with my new underwater pump. So there you go. So that's nice. So I'll get that going on. And then following that, I'll be able to go and do what I need to do with getting the getting the aquarium set up and getting all that stuff. Wonder if Dan's fish was able to get fish. I don't know, Lumpy. I'll tell you what, my new schedule, is that I'm going to bed when he starts his live stream on Wednesday. I used to watch his stream like there's no tomorrow, but I've got to be asleep by 9. Because when that alarm goes off at 3:45, you got to be up and running. You got to be up and running. You met Ali at the Detroit, Michigan airport about 3 years ago before his death? Yeah, I'll tell you what, Vinny the Mooch, is that Ali, I'll tell you what about Ali, is that he is, his health decline was terrible, but, from everything I understand, he was pretty good with it. He was a pretty positive guy. And we all have to go through these things. We've all had, if you haven't had it happen to a parent or a grandparent yet, you will. And where the health goes down. Obviously, he had Parkinson's syndrome. And even though it was not connected to his boxing career, you have to think it had to be somewhat connected. All those people who play football who come down with Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS. And the theory is a lot of these guys, you think boxers get concussions? Yes, they do. You know who gets many more concussions? NFL players, especially older NFL players. Their bell would be rung, quote unquote, and they would be out there playing 2 plays later. Come on, get up, go. That's the way it worked. We had no idea. Chewy, you would think so. Ordering for fish. I have a couple of things up, primarily for shrimp right now. I have not gotten an order since the beginning of March. So over a month. Yeah, videos of Ali doing magic tricks for kids. Yep, for sick kids. Ali was an amazing guy for a number of reasons. He loved being the bad guy. Hey, Bob Kaler in the house. Finally, Bob Kaler's here. Great having you, Bob. Thanks for stopping in. I always appreciate having you here. I appreciate having everybody here. It's all good. So you go through and you look at this type of stuff. And the one thing about professional athletes, I'm not necessarily all that interested in, what the interior linemen do on an NFL team. I'm more interested in how they reach their peak performance because there's a lot of guys who are physically great, but they're not great players. It's Michael Jordan. They're doing that special on ESPN now. I DVR'd it last night. I understand it's great. Reels, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. I DVR'd it, and I'll watch it. But Jordan, wasn't particularly tall. He was mentally probably one of the toughest guys to play in the NBA. That's what made him so great. He was uber competitive, and it's a lesson for all of us in whatever we do. Pursue it with passion, pursue our a love with trying to be the best we can be. And I was listening to Reggie Miller was on with Dan Patrick earlier today. And Reggie Miller, of course, he knew he was up against someone, better than him in Jordan. And he said, here's the deal: is the guy was the ultimate competitor, ultimate guy. He wanted that ball at the end of the game, and when you look at the great players, whomever they may be, and it's good for business. You look at Bill Gates. This guy's so freaking, freaking smart. Lumpy Dog, the Michael Jordan of hair algae. You see, I think that's great. You too, your dream too can come true. You could be the Michael Jordan of hair algae. You could be that man. You could be him or her. God, sip of a Fresca. Legend one sport and a minor leaguer in another. Very few people can play two sports professionally. For amateur, Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders, both guys who could do that. Another guy who could play baseball right now and probably be in the major leagues, but he's paying attention to being a quarterback, is Kyler Murray. Great athlete. Hey, thanks, David Samsel. Thanks for being here. Sand Creek Aquatics, Lurkin is okay. You just listen away. Tim Tebow, yeah, he could do it. He's not that as great of a baseball player. As a quarterback, yeah, he had kind of a weird throw, and he did a couple of things really weird. The guy was a freaking winner. And he could make the team believe around him. But you've given your Loxalatos a pair of small doggy food bowl, and they seem to love it. And so you see, axolotls. I always enjoy Doug Gray's videos having to do with the axolotls. Fascinating. I don't have any. Maybe I have to get some. At some point, I guess I will. I guess I'll have everything sooner or later, except saltwater. I have zero interest in keeping saltwater. And for those of you who do it, my salute to you. I just look at it as just going, wow. Professional bowling, Chewy. A Pro Bowlers Tour. Rolling the ball, going for a strike with Earl Anthony, and the guy who does that weird thing where he does like the X across his crotch, or he's a cornhole champion. By the way, lacrosse. Yeah, and lacrosse and hockey, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. Um, any of you ever seen on ESPN the Cornhole Championships? The Big Lebowski. There you go. The male sleeping, the male axolotl sleeping, the female keeps circling the bowl. Yeah, there you go. It's the mating dance of the axolotl. And as a Caucasian man, when I'm out dancing with the ladies, I'm out dancing and I do Johnsonville Brats, cornhole champion sponsor, yep, and also some male you know a company that ships you Viagra. Two sponsors of cornhole. So sorry about that. Yeah, the guppies are a happy fish. The thing is with the Amica splendens, they're kind of a little nippy. They nip at each other pretty good. They nip at each other. They're you have to come up with ways to go through it. They say it's a species only tank, and I'll tell you why. As they get older, yeah, they chase each other around pretty good. Yes, I will. No, if you Google this, Bob Kaler, the American Cornhole League, you'll be fine. But if you say American Cornhole or Cornhole, yeah, it may be trouble. Yeah, watching the ladies and is it just me, by the way? Can I? And this is not a shot at women or men here. When you have a sport where you can participate and participate well while having a beer. This is going back about 15 years ago. The company I worked for, we had two bowling teams, and we were there just for fun. Just to go out and have, just to have a blast hanging out. It was a good people I worked with, really fun people in the office. So we're out there, drinking. They would sell pictures of something called brain damage, which there. Yeah, I like women's beach volleyball. That's good too. It's yeah, positive. I appreciate that's an art form. So I'm listening to Bolo. Is next door neighbor is a cop, and he's got like a cop dog there and a couple other dogs. And Bolo goes to the thing, and he can't hear a thing, but he can feel the vibrations of a big bark. Yeah, no, I'm not going to summer tub, Bob. Not this year. Next year I will. Next year I want to go out and set up. Next year I want to set up. Um, I want to set up not just the summer tubs, but I want to set up a koi pond. I have to sort of dig in and watch that because I think it would be perfect. And so I'd have to figure out what side of the backyard and all that sort of stuff. But I want to do it. I want to do a koi pond. I really want to go in and pay attention to that. Why I can't set it up this year? I'm in this new house. I have all this stuff to do. I have all these fish aquariums to put up. I have there's stuff I need to do with the house, all that sort of stuff. That's not why I'm not going to put in the tub this year. Just have too much going on. I'm setting up a garden in the backyard. It's just the list is too much. And I've been working on COVID-19 stuff. So I have no desire. 0.0 desire to do that. And because I just don't have time. If all of a sudden COVID-19 is done in the next few weeks, and I don't think it will be, maybe I rethink that. But as of right now, I don't think we're going to be, at least for my workload, I don't think my workload's going to change until June. And it's going to be really sort of the end of the thing. All right, go feed the fry. Have a good one, Lumpy Dog. Call the pond guys and hang on to your wallet. Yeah, you see, there you go. I lost 7 foot. Lost Amazon's tribe are of interest to me. You see, there you go. If there was an island of warrior women like Wonder Woman, count me in. They need a man that can spread seed. I'm all about that. All right, gang, that's it. I got to get going because I'm going to cough my lung out, but I'm okay. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, and we'll do that. I'll have a new content out on Wednesday, hopefully, if not Thursday, and then Saturday we'll be here for the live stream as well. Again, thanks for watching, and you guys have a great week, and thanks for being with us. 11 here, 22 thumbs up. Really appreciate it, gang. Thank you.